The Broncos are getting some really good news before their game against the Chiefs this weekend. This is your Denver Sports Daily for January 2nd.
The biggest stories, the latest news. It's Denver Sports Daily.
This weekend, the Broncos and Chiefs are matching up in the most important game of the season. The Broncos need to win this week. They need to win. It's been the talk for the past couple weeks, past 4 weeks, that they need to win to get a playoff spot. All they need to do is win one. They couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. Those past 3 games, they lost them. They couldn't win them. This week, they are going up against the Chiefs at home. If the Broncos win, they get a playoff spot. If they don't, then it's up to the Dolphins and the Bengals to lose, and then the Broncos will still end up getting in. But the good news is that Patrick Mahomes is going to be sitting. Now, if the Broncos win this game, they will clinch that playoff spot for the first time since 2015. Now, for the Chiefs, it's a smart move to sit Patrick Mahomes. There's no reason to play their best player when they've already clinched the best record in the AFC, the best record in the league. There is no reason for them to play a player like Patrick Mahomes and risk an injury right before playoffs. It's just not great. Also, if you're looking at it, if Patrick Mahomes sits, that's 25 straight days where he won't be playing a game. That's almost a month of rest for him. He played on Christmas Day, that Wednesday. He won't be playing this week. And then getting that bye into the next round, that is 25 days of sitting. That's dangerous going into the playoffs for every other team, not for Patrick Mahomes. You give the best player 25 days to not play, he's going to be rested. He's going to play well. Now, they're also most likely looking at the playoffs overall, and the fact that the Chiefs would rather match up against the Broncos in the playoffs rather than the Bengals, especially the Bengals. You've seen it in the past years. The Bengals dominate the Chiefs. There is no reason that the Chiefs would be playing to get the Bengals into the playoffs. They would much rather see the Broncos than the Bengals. That's going to be a mistake for the Chiefs. If they let the Broncos get hot, get a win against them in the regular season, and then come into the playoffs, and hopefully the Broncos can make it past the wild card and then play the Chiefs. That would be a crazy matchup. But that's what the Chiefs are looking at. Who would they rather play in the playoffs if that wild card round turns out to be an upset? Now, the Broncos can still get that playoff spot if they lose. They would just need the Dolphins and the Bengals to lose as well. So obviously, very, very stressful time of the year. The Broncos are not supposed to be in a spot like this. Overall, if you look at it before the postseason, before the season, they weren't supposed to be in this spot at all. They were supposed to be a bad team. But seeing the success that the Broncos have had this season and being this close to a playoff spot, if they don't clinch it, it really is going to be kind of a disappointment. Nobody would have been disappointed if the Broncos didn't get a playoff spot before this season, but they will be now. This is exactly the kind of thing that the Broncos have done. They get close and then they just sell it. They throw it away. Last year, they had that 5-game winning streak, and they just ended up throwing it all away. They sat Russ. They didn't want to continue winning. They wanted to get a better draft pick. And you know what? It worked out. Bo Nix is here. He's played very well, but all the Broncos need to do is win. And if they don't, it's going to be so disappointing for all these Broncos fans, for me, everybody that had such high hopes before the season and in the season, and we're looking at them as one of the best teams out there right now. It's just really disappointing to see that it's all going to come down to this, but it's also very exciting. I'm going to be glued to my freaking TV because this is just going to be must-see TV. You're going to want to watch. It's going to be incredible. And I'm going to be, previewing that a lot tomorrow. That's going to be basically the whole show. Just what do the Broncos need to do? Now, moving on, the NFL Pro Bowl roster was just announced, and the Broncos have 3 players representing the team. Cornerback Patrick Surtain, outside linebacker Nick Bonito, and punt kick returner Marvin Mims all received Pro Bowl honors for the 2024-25 season. Now, this is Surtain's 3rd consecutive year with a Pro Bowl appearance. Mims is 2nd, and Bonito's 1st. Surtain is now the 5th Bronco since 1970 to have 3 appearances in his first 4 seasons, and he is the 5th most selections for the team, trailing only Champ Bailey, Louis Wright, Aqib Talib, and Chris Harris Jr. That's some pretty exclusive company to be a part of. Patrick Surtain has been playing incredible all season. He's been playing incredible for most of his career. And also, he's now looking like the favorite to win DPOY. Patrick Surtain, guys, he is the leader of this defense, and he is the reason that the Broncos are winning these games because this defense is just stunning. They're looking so freaking good right now, and that's gonna lead them winning games, and that's what wins in the postseason, this defense. So a lot of that is to thank Patrick Surtain because he's just been incredible. Lights out this season, lights freaking out. Now the Pro Bowl is in Orlando this year, and will start on January 30th. Now, moving on, the Nuggets steamrolled the Atlanta Hawks last night, winning 139-120. The Nuggets had another game where the starting lineup played very well. Every starter scored at least 15 points. Now, Nikola Jokic, again, continued his MVP campaign, notching 23 points, 17 rebounds, and 15 assists. And guess what? That was all under 30 minutes. He played less than 30 minutes last night and got 23 points, 17 rebounds, and 15 assists. That's the first time in NBA history somebody has had 20 points, 15 rebounds, and 15 or more assists of all those and played less than 30 minutes. Just freaking incredible. His efficiency is nuts. It's ridiculous. Now, Russell Westbrook was dishing the rock as well, recording 16 points and 11 assists on 5 for 6 shooting. Now, in his past 2 games, he's only missed 1 shot. He's playing lights out too. He's been incredible. The Nuggets have now won 3 in a row and are overall 19-13 and are 4th in the West behind only the Thunder, Grizzlies, and Rockets. Yeah, that's right. The Thunder, Grizzlies, and Rockets. If you were paying attention last year to the standings, the Grizzlies and Rockets were terrible. And now it's the Thunder, Grizzlies, and Rockets all at the top of the league, at the top of the West. That's incredible. This has been an amazing season to watch. And I know numbers have been taking for the NBA because of the amount of the 3 ball being shot. It's kind of annoying to watch how many threes are being shot every single game. But hey, the Nuggets are succeeding. They're looking really good right now. They're feeling hot. This is what they need to do. They need to get that starting unit in cohesion. They need to be working together. And Russell Westbrook starting has been an incredible part of that. The Nuggets are 9-2 when Russell Westbrook starts. He's been a major part of the Nuggets winning right now, and he's fit into the scheme perfectly with Nikola Jokic and Russell Westbrook running that 2-man game instead of just Jamal and Nikola Jokic. It has really opened up spacing on the floor, and it's really opened up the scoring possibilities. Whether you're kicking it out to Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, whether Russ is running straight to the rack, whether Russ is passing it to Jokic and he's passing it back, it's really opened up the amount of possibilities and the plays that the Nuggets can run. Now, moving on, it is an Avalanche game day. The Avs look to continue their 5-game win streak tonight against the Buffalo Sabres. Now, the last few games for the Avs have been incredible, especially their game against the Jets on New Year's Eve where they won 5-2. Now, that was behind Mackenzie Blackwood, but Mackenzie Blackwood and Scott Wedgwood, they've been great. They've been great for the Avs. They've only allowed more than 2 goals once in the past 11 games. If you guys remember when this season started, the main thing that I was saying was, the Avalanche can't win when they're allowing 4 to 5 goals a game behind Justus Annunen and Alexander Georgiev. It just wasn't a winning formula. You can't expect to win when 4 goals are being put up against you every single time you're out on the ice. But with Scott Wedgwood and Mackenzie Blackwood, that's been nullified. That's been nullified in the biggest possible margin. Now, with the Avalanche's offensive capabilities, if they only allowed 2 goals for the rest of the season, they could win every single game. They really could. The Avs take on the Sabres tonight at 7 p.m. in another game where the Avs should win. They're coming in as 2-point favorites. But I promise you this, if the Avalanche win the Stanley Cup this year, clip this, mark it, whatever you want to do. Take a video of this. If the Avalanche win the Stanley Cup this year, I will buy a Mackenzie Blackwood jersey. That's the jersey I'm going to get. I'll buy a Mackenzie Blackwood jersey, and I'll go to a Stanley Cup game. I'll do whatever it needs to do. I promise you, if the Nuggets or the Avalanche win the Stanley Cup this year, it is behind Mackenzie Blackwood. He is the reason that the Avalanche have been having so much success. And a lot of that also comes to Scott Wedgwood. He's been playing amazing as well. The Avalanche really have a lot to look forward to right now with those 2 guys in the net. Now, Nathan McKinnon is one of those guys who's playing very well, and he's coming into the new year. McKinnon was announced as the NHL First Star of the Month for December. He notched 25 points with 7 goals and 18 assists and recorded a point in 11 of the 13 contests he was in. Now, the Avalanche also ended up going 10-3 in the month of December. Just, again, playing very well for that month. That is a winning, much better than a winning record. You're winning more than every other game. It's been great. It's been great. Now, this is the 9th time that McKinnon has been one of the top players of the month, but only the 5th time that he's won the First Star. He's playing at the highest level again. He really is. He has the most points in the league. This guy's incredible. Honestly, I could see him winning the Hart Trophy again. I'm not lying about that. I really could see him win the Hart Trophy again. He's been playing at the highest level possible, and he's one of the reasons that they're winning on that the Avs are winning offensively. You know, you got those 2 guys in the goal that are really helping stop those shots, but McKinnon's out there leading the team. It's been really, really fun to watch. Now, the CU Buffs keep breaking records even in losses, despite the Buffs losing 36-14 to BYU in the Alamo Bowl. They still drew in the biggest audience ever recorded. The Valero Alamo Bowl shared that they reached 8 million people on TV, which is the highest audience in history, beating Michigan State and Texas Tech in 2006, which had a record 7.8 million viewers. Now, CU is obviously the biggest media spectacle in college football these past couple of years with the storyline around them. And a lot of people honestly didn't take kindly to that. But despite what people think, CU played better than everyone's expectations. They really did. They played much better than everyone expected them to. Nobody thought they were going to get to a bowl game in 2 years, and they did it. They went to the Alamo Bowl, which is a huge bowl game. They ended up being ranked. They finished ranked. It's truly the end of an era with Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders leaving. But their legacy will live on, and things like this cement the fact that they were some of the greatest players to ever come to Boulder. It's just incredible what they did. They really turned this team around. It's been incredible. It's been incredible. Now that's going to do it for your Denver Sports Daily. I do want to read this one. Happy New Year, by the way. New year, and you get a new thumb because I cut some of it off. Happy New Year, guys. Y'all have a great rest of your day. I will see you all tomorrow. I will be previewing the Giant Broncos game that's coming up. This is going to be insane. It's going to be incredible to watch. The Broncos need to win. The Broncos cannot leave it up to fate with the Dolphins and the Bengals. That's just not going to lead to a win. That's not going to lead to going into the playoffs hot. You got to get a win right now. You got to get a win. So I'm going to be talking about that a lot tomorrow, but I will see you all then. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye.